after watching the teaser, there was this preconceived notion, okay, this is Sanjay Leela Bhansali film and, it'll be grand, it'll be epic and all. But to be honest, I was really surprised after watching the trailer because it was, full-blown mass entertainer. So you're finally heading into, this masala space.
Yeah.
And probably I think in recent times this is, so to say, a female-centric film in mass genre. What do you have to say on that?
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely say it's a character that I've never played before and 100% a genre that I haven't tapped into, really. Considering the character is so front foot and the film is called Gangubai Kathiawadi, so it's basically based on Gangubai Kathiawadi. It's all about her lines, her moments, her dialogues, her style, her anger, her everything. So to do that was truly a very, very new experience. And I'm really excited to see what people, like how you've said that you were not expecting this from the trailer. I like that kind of response, and I'm also expecting people to have a totally fresh perspective even when the film comes out. Like the trailer is just the beginning, it's just a glimpse. But from what the teaser is that intense world, and then there is this trailer which is front foot sunshine. If you combine the two together, the drama and the entertainment, that's basically the film. So I'm quite intrigued to see the response to that.
While watching the trailer, I could see कि अभी ये scene पे theatre में पक्का तालियां बजती या सीटियां बजती and all. It also reminded me of that Amitabh Bachchan kind of cinema of 70s.
I'm only laughing because people have said this to me quite a few times.
Yeah.
And I just feel like it's such a huge comparison, but it just makes me feel really nervous because it's truly just a character-based film. At this CTMR moment, even I as an audience, I love it when those moments come in films when you can clap and enjoy, and I'm trying to get used to the idea that possibly could happen for one of my films. It's quite exciting.
So you have worked with some of the biggest directors, and now working with Sanjay Leela Bhansali. Was there anything that made him distinct that you saw while working with him? Maybe the process or the way he works.
It's a completely completely unique, separate process. You can't prepare yourself for that experience. Anything, even though I was imagining about that day, thinking about what it's going to be like, even though we did prep together, we sat, we did readings, that experience on set, nothing can prepare you for that, because I don't even think Sir knows what his process is. Like he just, he goes with his flow. Like he believes in creating magic, and magic doesn't come prepared. Magic doesn't come planned. And that's why he doesn't like it when you over-rehearse things or overdo things and all. It should all come. You don't know where it's coming from.
Okay.
And that's when it's beautiful. But to get that every day, in every moment, in every shot, is also very tiring. So, I would say it's possibly the most creatively satisfying experience. Also the most emotionally and physically exhausting experience. But it's an exhaustion which is very addictive. Like when I'm finished the film, I think I slept for about a month. But I'm dying to get back onto set with Sir. Start the experience all over again. Because every day there was a new discovery. So I don't want to speak about points that sets him apart. I just know that what he creates is not just cinema. It's magic.
It's really interesting because whatever we have heard about him, I mean, he doesn't do many interviews, but whatever we have heard about him is that, seeing his films and all that, he'll be like, too into, what he's making. It should be like script should be there and all that things. But the way you're saying that, he was open for, impromptu.
There's no script. I mean, there's a script.
Yeah.
But that's just the starting point. Like this is the mountain, and you start here. Now, if you want to fly, you have to jump. Now, the jump, now you don't know how fast you're going to fall, where you're going to go, you have to take that liberty and just fly. Like there's no rules, and that's amazing. Like he has a vision. He knows I have point A, B, C, D. He constantly knows which what kind of character it is, what what people will enjoy. He knows that okay, I need to give this one moment, one dialogue. One dialogue is needed over here because otherwise people will. He's very sensitive to, and he takes everyone's perspective. What do you feel? Randomly, suddenly he'll ask, "Aapko kya lagta hai?" And people have to give their opinion because it's like standing up there. But he will take people's opinions. He genuinely likes that involvement because that's at the end of the day, it's a creative medium. There's no rules. There's no rules in his world.
That is great. That is great.
Yeah.
So when the film was offered to you, was it like did he tell you how he's going to make it? Did he showed you the the roadmap, or it's just that okay, I'm making this biopic on Gangubai Kathiawadi?
I had a narration of the script, and
what I mean to ask you in terms of the treatment he's going to give to this particular film.
And I didn't ask also. I know whatever treatment he'll give will be amazing only. And also he likes to discover his treatment. He doesn't want to have a fixed way of doing anything. Which is why you can never speak about his process. Possibly why he doesn't like to give interviews is because what will he say? How will he say? Like he has a vision, but he arrives at it like literally like he just arrives at it. So there's no method. Okay, yeah, and then that. It's not mechanical. It's very emotional. The whole experience with the way he directs the scene also, it's all emotional. He gets so involved in it. So there was no like, but he did say that he kept telling me before we started, I want weight in the character, power in the eyes. And I would not understand what he would mean by that initially before we went on to set. What does he mean by the eyes? He used to keep saying that the eyes are saying something, but actually your words are saying something, and the hand is moving at another rhythm. It's not connected. That's just the way it is when your body takes over. And then when people see the trailer and they talk about my eyes, now I am not telling them that sir had given me this brief about an eyes. People are just coming to me and saying, oh, your eyes. So then I know, okay, fine, that was his vision, which is coming across. And I am just the tool to communicate that vision.
I would also equate it to how Al Pacino was in 70s and 80s, because physically he's not that kind authoritative, but with his performances he's played Godfather, he's played Tony Montana. Similarly, what you're doing here is, I would it reminded me of that.
It's so strange because the first time Ranbir saw something of Gangubai and he said this is Godfather. So it's so strange that you're saying this. And now, and there's like when we're talking also in language, it's like we have posters, we have like, okay, so we'll have this lying down poster, we'll have this poster, and then there's a Godfather poster. We have these words, so we use these words, but we are using it internally for fun. But it really sounds quite funny when somebody else says that back. So if you feel the same way, then clearly what we are thinking is somehow getting communicated.
Well, it is definitely getting communicated, and the film is releasing on 25th Feb. Of course, the theatres were shut down again, and films were postponed. So there is also this onus on this film that this is going to revive Hindi cinema. Is there a pressure?
Well, I'm not taking that pressure. I mean, there is that conversation, but I'm like, okay, listen, that's too much of a pressure for me to take. But yeah, there is generally just a feeling of movies. Forget the pressure of one film. I think in general, we just want the theatres to be pumping and thumping again, with of course all the safety in place. But there's no feeling that there's no feeling of like oh, cinema is back and like people are running and flocking to the theatre, because there have been so many gaps.
Exactly.
So I'm hoping that once now we begin with the films that are coming out this month, and with Gangubai, I hope there's no stopping. I hope it just keeps going. And I definitely hope that, it's a successful film at the box office, and I hope people come and see the film. And I believe this is a film which you cannot not see on the big screen. It's meant for the big screen. The experience is meant for the big screen.
Truly it is. And in one of the episodes of Coffee with Friends with you and Shah Rukh, you have talked about how he told you that, too good too soon, about, peaking too soon. Do you keep that in mind, peaking too soon stuff?
No. I don't think about peaks, plateau, fall. I don't. I mean, if I keep going by that, then it'll become like a very scientific way of approaching movies. Movies should come from the heart and soul. That's the way I believe what it makes me feel. Acting. Um, I'm a very impatient person. I get bored of things very fast. I don't like to do one thing continuously. I'm constantly changing things. Like people who know me are like, Alia, you're constantly like for my vanity van, for example. I'm always changing my vanity van. I'm constantly changing the colors and the wallpaper, and they're like, you're crazy. You're only going on doing this. I'm like, but I need new things. So similarly with characters, I need new characters just to keep myself happy and satisfied. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't work. That's it. There's no formula.
And lastly, going by the canvas, the way this movie has been shot, I think it's safe to say that this is probably the biggest female-centric movie that Bollywood has produced in the film industry. So, again, is there a pressure for that? Because we often talk about disparity and stuff. Because if this movie works, it may happen that there will be other such films.
I'll be very honest. It's a character. It's about the character. So forget female, male. I feel if the character is strongly written with those heroic moments, and I'm saying heroic because I don't mean in terms of hero male.
Yeah.
I mean in terms of the powerful moments, vulnerable moments, emotional moments. If it's written with that same understanding and it's entertaining, then whether it's male or female, it doesn't matter. So I feel Gangubai it's sort of androgynous. She's a woman, but she's got this power which you are confused. It doesn't mean she's not feminine. She's dressing up, she's wearing earrings,
Yeah.
she's putting flowers in her hair, but she's got power. So there's no gender to power, there's no gender to strength. It's not power of like I'm the top of the mountain, or I'm a very powerful person. She's actually possibly struggling through her life. But it's the strength she generates from within herself, which is what the trailer dialogue says, that Shakti, Sampatti, Sadbuddhi, Tino hi aurte hai, means they all have a striling. So what the hell are these men talking about? So it's not about, you don't need to differentiate between strength. So I feel if the character hits, the film will hit, and people will, love the film and love the character. And I hope if it does well, then maybe more characters will be written like this for women. But I want to reach that point where we don't talk about films like female-centric
Exactly.
and male-centric. They're just films and characters.
I hope that will happen soon with Gangubai.
Yeah.
Rarely it happens that in just a trailer an actor shows range of emotions. So I can't wait for the film.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Alia.
you.
Looking forward to Gangubai.
Thank you.